Patreon member shout out. We all live in a Pokemon world. Pokemon, I wanna be the greatest master of them all. The greatest master. We all live in a Pokemon world. Want to take the ultimate test and be better than all the rest. So you want to be a master? Hey guys, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez. I'm coming at you today with a Veve Omi update video. Guys, if you're new, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. I love you all. Everyone say hello to Dashi. Hello, Dashi. So I was on stream before and I had an idea. I had an epiphany. People were asking me about the stream I did yesterday or 2 days ago, I guess, at this point, by the time I'm doing this, uploading this video. And it was about Lord of the Rings. And I did go watch that stream. I did a whole 12-minute rant on why Lord of the Rings I think can come to Veve and why which ones I really, really like. Spoilers, Legolas is my favorite. But we were talking on the stream about Gimli and the Mines of Moria. And we were talking about land in the Veveverse and saying, okay, well, you know, which people out of the Fellowship, or which race, whether it's man, dwarf, elf, wizard, hobbit, etc., you know, not including all the Uruk-hai and orcs and stuff like that, you know, which ones would do really well in the Veveverse? Which ones would have some type of advantages? Like in Yu-Gi-Oh! If you're in water, your water-type monsters get a home field advantage. In Pokemon, when you're, you know, in the ice rink, okay, well, ice-type Pokemon have a certain type advantage. Now, if we go in and we take Gimli, and we're talking about the Mines of Moria, well, that's underground. And, you know, not really too many things can fly. Maybe, you know, some of the eagles can fly in Lord of the Rings, and there is a issue about buildings in the Veveverse if we can build above a certain height. Because there's going to be some people that is going to want the biggest building. That's 150, you know, let's say it's $100 per story, you know, for a one floor, then, you know, a second story costs 2 and 3 and 4, whatever. There's going to be people that are going to want 100, you know, 50 stories. There are going to be people that are going to buy multiple plots of land and have a giant, you know, building like they have in Manhattan, you know, stuff like that. But what if they're not able to? What if because of air rights, because you're going to have most likely Star Fox R-Wings, you're going to have X-Wings and speeders and something from Star Wars. We already have stuff from Star Trek and vehicles from the James Bond series that are going to be capable of flight. So, okay, well, what if we can't go over a certain spice? Well, that leaves about below. What about below? Gimli and the Mines of Moria. Or what if Pokemon? I just sold these Pokemon cards. It's, you know, the jungle set. But out of the... I was just talking to my friend Dan about this. Out of the original 150 Pokemon, or 151 if you include Mew, maybe there's 20 Pokemon that can learn the move Dig. And out of those 20, out of the 100, how many of them are we actually going to get in the Veveverse? And because only certain Pokemon can learn that move, for those of you that don't know, Dig is basically like your Pokemon excavating. Onix, Sandshrew, and Sandslash, obviously Mew and Mewtwo, because they can learn any move. You know, Nidoking, Nidoqueen, there aren't too many Pokemon. And again, how many of them are we going to get? What if, when we're in the Veveverse, we can have not only the air rights above our land, but what if we can go below as well, and we can bore tunnels like Diglett, Diglett dig, Diglett dig, Trio, 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 from that one amazing episode of Pokemon. What if we're able to do that? And not only that, what if we use our Pokemon moves to dig and to excavate, that suddenly each one of our land has something on it that not only gives you an advantage, but maybe we're able to dig up, oh, hey, on this plot of land, out of the hundreds of dollars you paid for it, cool, if you use a Pokemon Dig, you get 5 gems. And they just gift you 5 gems, or, you know, X amount of whatever for how much you dig. That's a real incentive to buy these Pokemon. That's a real incentive to buy these utility. Maybe if you have Gimli, you have an extra ability where you can dig a certain amount. Pokemon have that move, Dig, and guess what? There are millions of people already on the app. There's probably going to be hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of plots of land, again, already. And what's that going to be like? If there's only, let's say, 20,000 editions of the Pokemon that can learn Dig, well, then that's going to incentivize people to want to rent out those Pokemon. You're probably going to want to rent them out anyway. Let's say if there's breeding. I know Jermaine Rogers and the Labbits, or Frank Hosnick and the Labbits, they want breeding. But Pokemon, since Generation 2, has been all about breeding. That's how you breed. How do you have a Rattata that learns Flame Wheel? You breed a Raticate and an Arcanine, that Rattata will learn Flame Wheel. How do you get certain things? How do you get a Fanfi to learn Earthquake at level 1? You breed a Donphin with a Rhyhorn or a Rhydon. If the dad knows Earthquake, that male Fanfi is going to come out learning Earthquake. So I think there's a lot to be said here. I think there's a lot of things that can go on that'll incentivize renting. And this is why I'm going to go all in on Pokemon. Storm might be one of the ones that could be able to do that, because Storm can control the weather, and, you know, probably Earthquake. Earthquake is another Pokemon move, so maybe you could have Storm, you could have Pokemon that know Earthquake, but there's a lot less Pokemon that can learn Earthquake than there are Dig. That is an OP move, and that'd be great if you could, like, mess up other people's properties. Again, not permanently. It's like, oh, hey, they're building something, Earthquake, and then, you know, it'll reset again in, you know, say a minute or whatever. It would just be really fun to have something that you can constantly knock down, like a thing of Legos or a Jenga set, which again would be very possible. Let's say if you're having a Jenga match in the middle of your house in the Veveverse, but then suddenly Pokemon, they do an Earthquake and you know they mess up the game. That would be a fun element to it. That would be really exciting. So I'm not going to go over every single Pokemon that can do it, but I'm just saying. And again, that's just for the excavation of finding random jewels or finding random items that you might find in the Veveverse that you wouldn't have otherwise found. But let's say you can really build some mazes down below, like the Mines of Moria or the catacombs in Paris. Those things are scary AF, and I would not do that. I would not go underground in there. But a lot of people, that's what they do. They find these really small, tiny crevices, and they suck it, and they just try to go down there, and I don't understand that at all. And I'm not even like really claustrophobic. I just don't want to get stuck underground. That is like the worst thing that I think could happen. But what if you could have these series of tunnels like ants, and you could be like, okay, like in James Bond, The World Is Not Enough, where you're on top of that mountain hill, there's ammo in the cave right behind you. You go down the cave, it leads to a little tunnel, and you could go in these like sewer systems. That would be heckin' boss. That would be so amazing to not only have stuff up above, like in the skies. There could probably be sky cities also for Yoshi, you know, Kirby and Dreamland, for Yoshi Island, Yoshi Story. But you could probably also have stuff underground as well. I think in Japan, they have a bomb shelter, like a fallout shelter, where you can go and you can drink, or you could go and do whatever. I think it'd be really cool to have these clubs, almost like speakeasies, that are underground, and maybe you can only get the map if you have certain Pokemon, or you have certain items, or certain NFTs, or certain items that you can get in the Veveverse. I just think that would be really awesome. Again, this is not financial advice, but I would really like to, really need to go and talk to the developers about, hey, what if you give me an Onyx and I use that to dig? I think that'd be pretty fun. Anyway, guys, please comment, like, and subscribe. Go follow at HeyDavidOn, at KingMavs Forever, Standoff Chart, and KingMavs over on the app. Kobe Collects, Only Player 1, Powers of X, Kobe Collects down here. Kyle Willson, Wendy Stibalis, Golden Assets, Puddin' Cheeks, Vivi Las Vegas, Taps Trades, Mars Davis, Legacy Bermuda, Sony Pop Media, Wet Wizard Vivi on Twitter, Gario at 1234CA3 on Twitter, DerekBrad.com/P-Vivi-Photography, WoundedWarriorProject.org, Charles Merkel, Vivi Darkling, Cavell Anderson, and Vivi Vibes, all on the YouTube. Anyway, guys, I love you. Everyone say bye-bye to Dashi. Goodbye, Dashi. Goodbye, guys. Meow, 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 meow.